Nobody's here. That's all right. So, as I help buyers, there are a few key things that, and I hope you can hear me. Just double check my microphone. Yeah. uh, there's not only programs, specialized programs for private lending programs that provide you a couple different ways to help you with the purchase of your home. The ones I'm talking about are for first-time home buyers. Those programs currently until the 7th of March, and then it's going to be changed. It's not going to go away. They're just going to change. It'll go down. There's a one where it's a first position forgivable loan, second position forgivable loan. And right now they're offering up to $30,000 towards your recurring and non-recurring closing costs. And that is a huge deal for people that live in my area, the people that live and work in the Coachella Valley, to have the ability to get $30,000 towards their fees. And if you get the right seller, it's quite possible that they're willing to put in a little bit of money as well. I've seen it happen for a couple clients for different reasons. One example is there's other program. It's a $15,000 grant, up to $15,000, and he qualified for it. And when he was in a situation where he made a lot of money. He made plenty of money, but his schooling was affecting his credit rating because he had school debts. Some of them, it changed his DTI so that he was, it was a question mark for many lenders. However, he applied for this $15,000 grant program, and it actually went through without a hitch. He still had to do his due diligence, show that he's not, mucking anything up, and he was able to buy his house. I've been working with him for 3 years to try to find something, and the biggest issue always was trying to fix my credit, and because his DTI was a little high. However, he did some work on that, and he kept working with me on that. We would see things, and once we knew something was where we needed to be and the price was that we needed to be, we were able to move fast, really fast, and secure a property at a great price. And he got $15,000 towards his recurring, non-recurring closing costs. We found some things that in the inspection report, and they were really like cosmetic stuff. And 100% of the time you don't ask, the answer is no. So you always ask. It's not personal. It's business. 100% of the time you say, you don't ask, it's no. So we ask, we asked for like $5,000. We got a couple thousand instead that he was able to use towards that, which paid down his rate. He got a really great rate, guys, in comparison to what's out there right now. The rates are going down currently at this state as of the time of this video. He made, he got his rate down to like 5.25 or something like that. He didn't have the greatest credit, greatest credit number, but he was still able to get it like, about 5, a little over 5 is APR. And you can't, in his situation, you're looking at 6s typically. So with the $15,000 credit, he had some cash to go in too. So don't get me wrong, but he was able to use that $15,000 to pay down the rate. And that helped immensely. This was a couple months ago, right? And I think he's scheduled to make his first payment tomorrow, right? And they've even already sold the loan to somebody else. But he's, great credit risk. This is a great example of, yes, he had some cash, but he didn't have to have all that cash. He could have not used it, but he was able to get a relatively good rate considering the climate of the times. For those of you that are waiting for the rates to go down before you buy, the last time people were doing that was like in the 90s, I think, 80s or 90s, and they had to wait 10 years. You would be waiting 10 years for the rates to go down. I know the promise. They always put a promise, or the rates going to go down. Yeah, we're trying to get the rates to go down. You can't rely on that. We control what we can control. And guess what? I am a student of the market, and I'm a student of the mortgage industry. I'm not a mortgage originator. I facilitate the loan and I negotiate the deals and I help people make those decisions. That's my lane. I stay in my lane. That's all I do. And that works well for me and my clients because then I can give them that concierge tailored program. I've got other programs to do, but right now I'm just talking about the free money. Another one, the end of last year, I was helping her for about 6 months, and she got really despondent about it. She wasn't able to really find anything that she really wanted. She had champagne taste, but she wanted to only spend a beer budget, although she had the ability to pay more, but she didn't want to. And she kind of got fed up. But once we found the right property that was in the right condition, she was willing to put money in. Now, they were asking, she offered like $25,000 more than what they're asking, and asked for it back to pay down rate and closing costs and stuff like that. And that actually put her in a better position. She got a lower interest rate, and that put her in a better position when it came to closing costs and everything else like that. She's able to get in. She also had some money, but it put her in a position that she was able to move into something and feel comfortable with it. And I had her in contract in something else that that she wasn't crazy about, and we pulled out. And that frustrates me as well. I mean, I'm honest. I'm a human being. I get you in the contract. You've said you wanted to do it. We've asked the questions. I vetted it. But honestly, it was the right decision to pull out of it because she wouldn't have been happy with it. It wasn't in the right condition and it wasn't in the right location. And eventually, the whole house sold anyway for, I think, a little bit less. However, the one that she got, she still got free money. Now, when this wasn't a program, she got free money from the seller. Sellers are willing to do that. Now, newsflash, currently the market trends in certain pockets within the Coachella Valley, North Indio comes to mind right now. There are a lot of homes that are on the market and they're sitting. And some of those, not all of those sellers, they really want to move, they really want to sell for whatever reason. And they're motivated to a certain extent. A lot of them are qualify for some of these programs. Now, I want to point out that this program where you get $15,000 grant, it's also a program, a location-based program that allows for, when we're talking about the gentleman where he got his $15,000 grant, is that he doesn't pay mortgage insurance either, because in that particular one, they didn't charge mortgage insurance. That saved him another $200 or $300 a month in payment because he wouldn't be required to get it. Right? So if you're wondering how I manage this, I'm able to identify the properties, find out if they qualify for these programs, and then we can move forward. And 100% of the time you don't ask, the answer is no. So we ask for the money. If they say no, fine. We'll put in this situation. Then we're talking about price. I'll ask for cash. If they're not gonna do this, I'll ask for money. We'll ask for money back for whatever reason. Sellers that are motivated will do this. It's the honest to God truth, especially in the financing price point within the Coachella Valley. The financing price point in Coachella Valley those people that are selling their homes understand interest rate fatigue, the interest rate problem. And they, in order to make a deal happen, so long as their net is what they really would like to get, they move forward. I don't know what to tell you. It's a great opportunity out there right now. Comment to the video, send me a text or email, because in the comments, my direct cell phone number is right there. Yes, I live in the Coachella Valley, and my area code is a 425 area code. That's because it is my cell phone that you'll ring. You will call me. A live person answers the phone. And my phone number is out there everywhere, and I get all the spam calls, and I still answer them, and then I still answer them as professional as I can, because when my phone rings, potential business is coming in, right? I have to. I don't know. I just, these programs are great. They got a second position. And let me clarify. I think I buried the lead a little bit as I brought this up. On March 7th, the second position forgivable loan that you can utilize to buy your place is currently at $30,000. On the 7th, they're going to cut that in half, and it's going to be $15,000. And currently, there's a $15,000 grant. This is free money that goes in. There is no second or anything like that. Just a grant. And it's going to go from $15,000 to $10,000. Now, I don't know if that's going to stay like that, or if it's going to change, or what have you. But these are privately run organizations that aren't government. As far as I know, don't hold me to this, because I don't know all the facts about that. But as far as I know, they aren't really government funded in any way. They're privately funded organizations. Now, they may give the financing companies the ability to deduct or write off or whatever, whether it be down the road or immediately. You talk to a tax professional about that, but they're able to offset some of their expenses, offset as an expense of some sort for whatever reason, right? So this is smart. I'm seeing, and I mentioned this before, I'm seeing pockets of, where there's more homes listed and they're sitting longer than normal on the market. And when that happens, you end up it turns into more of a buyer's market. I wouldn't say buyer, it's a balanced market, maybe leaning to buyers, or it's balanced, and you know how to negotiate, and you can quite possibly get some free money. And I've been pretty good about it. I think about half of my buyers asked and got money. Sellers, it's a matter of how when I represent sellers, I've got 3 listings right now. And all 3 of them are relatively motivated. They'll consider providing money towards, closing costs for the buyer with the right price. And that's, asking for money for that is better than asking for, is better and cheaper or more cost effective for the buyer and the seller to use that money to pay down a rate. Whether it be, there's programs right now, there's these 3-2-1 buy downs where they give you 3% off the first year, they give you 2% off the second year, they give 1% and then 1% off the next year, and then whatever. There's those, and then you plan on refinancing later, or there's a permanent rate buy down. I always lean to the permanent, but the mortgage industry, they don't always like that, because it's more. So what they do is they make it more expensive to do a permanent rate buy down versus a 3-2-1. Now the benefit about a 3-2-1 or a 2-1 rate buy down that's like a temporary rate buy down. What they do is they take a certain amount of money and they put it in this little kitty, and whatever the difference is, they pull it out and and put it in. And let's say for some reason you refinance, I can't live with this uncertainty, and I need to refinance it. You can, and you can refinance it, and that money, that kitty that's set aside, goes to you, and you can use that towards the refinance. You can use that where you get it cash back to you. There's a myriad of things that you can do with that. And I do want to point out in the mortgage industry is people that have these low interest rates. I'm one of them. I have a low interest rate on my home. It's kept my mortgage at a low point, but I have a lower interest, and I'm able to deduct the interest that I paid. Right? I'm able to deduct whatever that tax is. Right? So I'm able to deduct a certain dollar amount at tax time. And that's based off of the interest rate. So if I have a little interest rate, I'm able to deduct a little. If I have a bigger interest rate, I'm able to deduct more, comparatively, correct? So it depends. It depends on how you want to handle that. I'm no tax professional. It's all this is all theoretical, as far as me bringing it up. But that's my experience that. You with a lower interest rate, you deduct less than if you have a higher interest rate. So we are at a normal interest rate comparatively if we look at the mortgage industry as a whole, right? The 2-3% thing that happened with the back in 2010 and 2011 or 12 or whatever, when they started, I can't remember the exact years they started doing that. That was to stimulate what's going on, because there was no buyer confidence, and they needed to increase the buyer confidence. So that's one of the reasons why they went ahead and did the lower interest rate. People were refinancing all the way down, so they have this low payment. Remember, when you refinance, the way the amortization schedule works is that you pay more in interest up front. You pay your interest up front and less in the principal. And when that happens, you're not paying it down very far. So they kind of put you in this debt trap, if you will, when that happens. With that in mind, I want to say it was the Reagan administration that did away with you being able to deduct the interest that you paid on like credit cards and things like that. They allowed it in the mortgage industry. You're still able to deduct what you pay, the interest that you pay in the mortgage industry, but they took it away for credit cards. And that could be seen as a good or bad thing. For people that would carry debt, often for whatever reason, they considered it a bad thing. I know my dad considered it a bad thing. He was not happy about the fact that, he had this big deduction he was able to use because he was carrying debt at the time. And it made his tax return much better. During tax time, we were able to do things because we would get a nice big check back until the Reagan administration. And the only reason why I know is because my dad he's complained about it to me, or I've heard about it. I'm the youngest in the family. So what happens is, I would listen in to conversations and not say anything because I was always viewed as, I'm the caboose in the family because my dad was a locomotive engineer, and I was just there until I did something that wowed him, and then I was there. So it was an interesting experience. But all that being said, I heard his complaints about this, and that stuck with me for some reason. Other than that, other than a few other things that he said that I still take to this day. And I wanted to jump on live right now because sometimes I feel like when I do some of these quick videos, and if you go into my channel, and I create a succinct message and I put it together, I want it to be valuable, but it doesn't always get out to everybody unless I do pay for it, right? And honestly, sometimes doing a live video, even though I haven't had anybody jump on, it in all actuality, this will get more views later on. Somebody will say, well, he was live. What did he have to say? And for some reason, people will watch it. And I mean, I'm not picky. The point to me is to get the message out, because I help buyers find houses where they get free money. And that's the truth. I do. I've done it from beginning to end. And if that's something that you're looking at doing, in the comment section, say, yes, me, yeah, I am, or say, not right now, but thanks, whatever. So I don't know what to tell you other than the fact that I can help people do this. Yeah. I do list properties as well. People, because of my market knowledge, I'm able to provide a detailed pro plan on that. And I have this really great ability to do a couple things that some of my other colleague agents that don't typically do. And that's why we always have a unique proposition. Each one has a unique proposition for what they do and provide. And that's what matters. And I found that the people that work direct with me when I list a property is they get more activity online overall because of the way I do the ads. I do a little bit extra that some agents say that they'll do, but it hurts their bottom line because they don't know how to do the ad in a cost-effective manner like I do. A good example is one of my listings. I've had it for a little while now, and it's gotten 50 to 60,000 impressions, and about half that in views. And it's been on the market a little over 30 days now or so. And people are still seeing it. Clicking is there's click fatigue because of people have seen it so much that they don't click to go see, because the landing page is always more information about the property, and then they contact me if they want. And until we do a price reduction of some sort, and then I advertise that, and then it suddenly shoots right up again. And you're not going to see the algorithm that the MLS and Zillow and Trulia and all them, all the big real estate websites that has the SEO down and kind of cornered, locked in the market a bit. They're good and they do a lot of organic, but did you know that as an agent, I could pay for these tokens that makes my listings more prominent within Zillow? Now, why would I need to do that? Why? The listing should speak for itself, right? Why? All it's doing is doing exactly what I already do with the way I do my retargeting ads. I follow people around that have landed on the page before. I do an ad that gets people to click on it, and then I follow them around. And then they see not just my listing ads, but they might see some of my personal ads as well. And that sets me apart a bit because, over the last couple months, I've gotten over 200,000 impressions. I've spent maybe $100 to do that. Now, how many times can you get 200,000 impressions to people that have clicked on your ads in a couple months? Can't do that. So not unless you know how to set it up and run it. But bury the lead here. If you're interested, I'm telling you, comment. Yeah, I'd like to learn how. If for some reason you watch this and you're out of state, I'll find somebody that could do the same thing. I'll find somebody that knows how to that has a program to do that, and I'll connect you with them. So just because you're out of California, where I'm not, or that's where I'm licensed to buy, but I can refer you to somebody that knows what they're doing. I'll vet and find the right agent that's going to be able to do the same thing, if not better, than what I do here in California. I'm in Southern California in the Coachella Valley, and that's my niche market. And you don't really want to work with somebody that's not necessarily in the market you're in, because they don't have an idea of how the microcosm of economics is happening in the market, as well as they think they do. Had somebody listed a property in my neighborhood, and it's $100,000 more than what's actually happening in the market. It's just going to sit. I saw it happen just the other day, and they're a listing agent in Hollywood. And there's nothing wrong with that agent. They were probably asked because they have a great relationship with the seller, but it would be better service if that agent were to find somebody that understands the market and where the house is at, and has them listed, and they do like a referral or even a split of some sort, right? So it's important to know that stuff. Anyway, I'm going to sign off. It's been like 26 minutes or something like that, and I hope I get the message across, because I can not only help the sellers really get their listings out there and viewed, but I can actually get buyers to get free money one way or another. And isn't that what it's about? That's what's always, as part of the main reason why people can't buy a house. They don't have the money. They don't have the down payment. They don't have any way of paying down a rate. And they're like, if you got $1,000, a nice earnest money deposit of some sort that shows that you're going to put a monetary interest in it personally, we'll figure out a way to get the rest of it. But it needs to happen with somebody that understands it and understands the contracts. And lo and behold, I do. Anyway, thanks for watching. Have a good one. Bye.